Hi everybody, this is the baseball the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut. Welcome back to the Baseball Hut. Hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So this is what happens, folks, when you have a bullpen and its closer is ready to go, and that's what happened tonight. The Mets set this game up very, very nicely. And it didn't look great in the early part of this game. The Mets had struggled immensely to score runs in the first 3 innings. It was a real struggle. This offense has been great, but the last 3 games has been a real struggle for this team. And they got some really big hits. But really, this is what happens when your closer is there, ready to go. In the 9th inning, it sets up your entire game. The Mets' best player, and he's been the best player, he was the best player 2 years ago, and that's Edwin Diaz. And Diaz came in tonight after the 10-game suspension, and he, after the first 3 pitches to O'Neill Cruz, he was ready to go. He wasn't messing around after that. He was very irritated after that first at bat. He just dominated Talese in the second at bat, and then he got Andrew McCutchen out on the ground ball double play, and quite the workmanlike, very quickly got out of that 9th inning, 10 pitches. So aside from those first 3 pitches, he was very good, excellent. The Met off. I'll get further into the pitching. But I'll just run down to the Mets lineup tonight, this afternoon. Francisco Lindor went 1-for-4 again. Got a hit in the first inning, hitting over 500 in the first inning, amazing. But didn't score. It's had 4 runners on second and third, didn't score in the first inning. It's like Pete did not have a good game. Pete Alonso did not have a good game today. But Brandon Newman, believe it or not, went 3-for-4. I didn't realize he went 3-for-4. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. But he had a very good game. Martinez, he's kind of taking a bit of a dip. Obviously, he was so hot. The big guy in the game was Luis Torrens, who got that big hit in the 3rd inning. When it looked like the Mets were going to get pushed aside, Pete Alonso struck out, Mark Vientos struck out, and then Torrens came in and he got that 3-run double. It was huge. The Mets needed that so badly in this game to be able to get those 3 runs in, because it did not look good. This offense, and they said this during the game, the Mets should have been up by 6 or 7 runs in this game. The Pirates are just not good, and the Mets should not be playing around with this group, this Pirates team. Aside from their pitching staff, Skeens is a great pitcher, but aside from that, they should not be messing around with this team. Do not leave them any chance to feel that they can stay in the game, to be honest with you. Obviously, they run. Jose Iglesias got a big hit. He's done a great job. Harrison Bader got a hit later on in the game. And to go to the pitching, David Peterson pitched 4 1/3 innings. He pitched okay. In my opinion. And he didn't seem too happy that he was taken out in the 5th inning by Carlos Mendoza. But he went to the bullpen. The bullpen was really good tonight. Jose Buto came in. He walked the batter, but really he was excellent. He got a big double play in one of the innings. They were able to get Reed Garrett. Reed Garrett scared the hell out of everybody in this game, walking batters like crazy. 5 walks in this game, folks. Again, there was a point there that Jeremy Hefner came out in the game, and I don't know what the hell he said to him, but then he fell, and then he walked the batter. He's like, what's the matter with this guy? He did get a big strikeout at the end of the 7th inning, and then Daniel Nunez came in like it was nothing. Man, it was like one of these things that Nunez came into the game, and that was pretty much it. And he's been very good in that spot. Like he said during the 8th inning, where's this guy been? Sort of a late bloomer. He's done an excellent job. And then obviously, Edwin Diaz came in the 9th inning, and aside from those first 3 pitches, lights out. Next 7 pitches were all on point, and got that big double play to end the game. And the Mets now have broken the 3-game losing streak. They're now 1 game under 500 again, 43-44. They're in on this thing. Hopefully they can continue to win. Hopefully they'll win tomorrow and try to get the game on. Well, let's worry about tomorrow and then hopefully get the game on Monday. This is one of these wraparound series, which is kind of unusual. And then they play the Nationals. They come home. They play the Nationals, and then they play the Rockies to finish the first half. And obviously next week is the big draft, the Major League Baseball draft. But before we get to that, the Mets they're right there, okay? And that's what we want. They want them to be right there when we get to the trading deadline. Have David Stearns make some moves for this pitching staff. Get some bullpen help. I see a setup man again. They need a lefty in that bullpen and maybe another pitcher along the way. Maybe another long man. You can't keep going to these starters. It's not fair to them, especially when they've been starting all year. I don't really like using Budo in that spot, but he gave them length in this game when they needed to get to the 5th, 6th, and into the 7th inning in this game. And he was able to do that. Budo's been pretty good. Aside from his walks, he has actually been really good for the Mets. Very, very good 4th, 5th starter. And very good out of the bullpen. He's been very good over the last year. And he's excited to watch because he's a younger player as part of the Met farm system. So he has been really good over the last year and a half. And obviously, Reed Garrett scares me. I would feel more comfortable with him in the 6th inning. I don't feel comfortable with him in the 9th inning, obviously. He's too much of a wild card. They had him in the 7th inning, is probably where it should be. But ideally, the 6th inning. So the Mets need to get a setup man, experienced guy. Maybe a Carlos Estevez from the Angels. That seems to be a pretty good fit there, I think. It'll be whether we want to. What do the Angels want? On a guy that is on an expiring contract, who's a reliever, having a good year. That's, to me, should be the focus guy. But they need another lefty. I know that the Reds have played well. Brent Suter would be a fit. I know the Mets were interested in him last offseason, before last season. That was the name we were all hearing that they were talking to. But I don't know what's going on with the Reds, especially since they swept the Yankees this past week. I don't know where they are, where they think they fit in this situation. I don't know if they look at themselves as buyers. But, so that's the guy to keep an eye on. Carlos Estevez, the closer for the Angels. Because he can come in the 8th inning, and if you have to, you can have him pitch the 9th inning. Say if you give Diaz a night off, or if Diaz isn't right, or whatever. That's kind of what we're looking at. And obviously another lefty. And get Diekman out of here. I didn't think Diekman was going to pitch today. Considering how much he has pitched and how poorly he has pitched. That can't stand. He cannot stay here anymore. He cannot get here, he cannot be coming to Citi Field by Tuesday. Mets need to get rid of him very quickly. The Mets have some lefties in the minor leagues that they could bring up. Guys we've seen all year. Josh Walker, Danny Young. And those are kind of guys that could probably, I'm just tired of Diekman. I think Diekman he's worn out his welcome. Between him walking batters, not being able to put batters away, and being just a terrible pitcher. But I will say this. The Mets got Diaz back. They went 5-5 during this stretch. They should have won 2 more of these games. They should have won 7-3 in this stretch, if not 8-2. That's how well they played during this time. But because you have a bad bullpen, the bullpen takes away all the good work that your entire team does. But that's the nature of baseball sometimes. But it's still, obviously, 3 months to play. Baseball's beautiful. And but, like I said, got to get bullpen help. That is the key, folks, to this team getting to postseason. Okay, they got a surplus of starting pitching. They could use it, flip it, maybe get a reliever here, maybe use one of the mid-range prospects, bring in a reliever there. Do what they did. I will say this, the Mets basically, I wouldn't use this word, but they grifted the Yankees by giving the Yankees $100,000 for Luis Torrens. He's been great. What a great backup. You don't normally talk about backup catchers, but he's been great. Although I thought him throwing to first base late in the game, trying to pick off Talis was a bit much. I will say that. I didn't think that was necessary. Talis wasn't going anywhere. That guy can barely move. He moves less than moves just as much as Daniel Vogelback. They might be brothers for all I know. But that guy could barely move. So he wasn't going anywhere. He's not stealing any bases. And, you know, so he was barely off the base. But that's it. So the Mets have one game under 500. Get tomorrow. And worry about Monday. And then come home in the final 6 games before the All-Star break. Now, before I leave, I need you to hit that subscribe button. Especially if you're not on X. And you're not on Facebook. I will have a video on later about who the Mets aren't going to trade at the deadline. This channel is going to be very active. We're going to have a video tomorrow morning for you about WFN's Joe Beningo, that dope. And I think what he said was dopey. You can decide in the comment section. I thought it was very dopey, and he's a jinx. So I will say that there's going to be a lot of stuff here, a lot of content, a lot of videos, all kinds of stuff here. This is going to be the most active Mets baseball channel on YouTube that you could possibly get. I'm not going to just do a video, you know, talking about the game afterwards. There'll be other videos popping up. Not just trades, but little things and anything I can find my hands on. This is a big month in Major League Baseball, and this should be a big month for you, specifically if you love the Mets. And we thank the gods, thank the baseball gods, that the Mets are good this year. We don't want to see them bad, because that means we're talking about them getting to postseason, and that's the most important thing, is to be good. You don't want to be mediocre. You don't want to be bad. So, and it's a lot more fun to talk about that. That's for sure. But thank you for watching this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.